Okay, hello everyone. I would like to welcome you to our day 2 of International Week this year, presenting webinars from schools abroad. And today we have my country, the United States, California State University, Dominguez Hills. And our presenter today is Ms. Emiko Kawashima. And she will be talking about the impact of COVID-19 on students and life in Los Angeles. I think it'll be very informative. I myself am very excited because I get to find out what's happening in my own country. Even though I'm from the East Coast, now I get to hear what's happening on the West Coast. So I hope you all like it, and I hope you all find it informative, and I will talk to you after the presentation. Emiko?
Thank you so much, Professor Bradley, for introducing me. And also thank you, Dr. Chang, for inviting me to speak with your students. Let me go ahead and start the PowerPoint presentation, if I may. Let's see. Can everyone see this? I hope so. Okay. So my name is Emiko Kawashima, and I'm working at California State University, Dominguez Hills. And today I'm going to be talking about my personal experience working at the university and also helping international students during the pandemic. And again, my name is Emiko Kawashima. And I am originally from Japan, as you can see from my name. I have been working for California State University, Dominguez Hills for about 4 years. And prior to working for Dominguez Hills, I worked at a couple other California State University systems. And let me share this university video. Sorry, technical glitch. Now, this is the map of the United States. Many of you might have seen this map last week during the US presidential election. And I think you saw this map being colored into either red or blue last week. And then Professor Bradley was saying that he's from the East Coast. I don't know exactly which state, but California is located on the opposite end of the United States, in the West Coast of the United States. That's where we are. This is a very simple map of California. No, in the north, there is San Francisco, and then we're here in Los Angeles in the south. The time difference between Taiwan and California right now is 16 hours. After Halloween, we gained 1 hour. So now there's a 16-hour time difference. So right now, I think it's past 9 o'clock in Taiwan. And here we are in California, it's past 5 o'clock. And this is a map of Los Angeles. As you can see, our university is centrally located. This is a kind of trivia, but California became part of the United States after Mexican-American War. That was in the 19th century. So a lot of the city names are after Spanish word, like Los Angeles. Los Angeles, meaning in Spanish, many angels. San Francisco, Saint Francisco. So if you come to LA, there are a lot of words that's very similar to Spanish word. So that's something you can kind of learn about different culture. So we are in LA. Los Angeles International Airport is about 20 minutes away from our campus. LA Live, that's where the Staples Center is. That's where Los Angeles Lakers and Los Angeles Clippers, they play professional basketball. And as you may know, Los Angeles Lakers, they won the NBA playoffs. And then a little bit north of that, there's a Los Angeles Dodger Stadium. And you probably heard Los Angeles Dodgers have also won the World Series. That's a professional baseball league. And then, so they won. We've done pretty well in LA. We are also close to Universal Studios and Disneyland. They're about 1 hour driving distance away from our campus. So that's where we are in LA. And then this is a map of, this is a picture that I took actually from my apartment. This is in Port of Los Angeles and Port of Long Beach. This is when the British Red Arrow, they came to do an exhibit, flying by exhibit. It was last year. So this is Long Beach during the day, and this is Long Beach at night. I took this picture right after the closure. So this one sign, it says beach is closed. Now, if you go to the same location, you will see a sign said social distancing required. So that's kind of interesting. And this is the time, it was before COVID-19. We didn't have to wear a mask. So people were, going around without wearing masks. And let me talk about the scope of COVID-19 in the United States briefly. So the total population is about 328 million. There are about 10 million people, they are diagnosed with COVID-19, but it's still less than 3% of the total population. So, which is very, compared to other countries, it might be better, but not compared to Taiwan. This is what's going on in Los Angeles. The total population is about 12.4, which is about half, close to half of the population of Taiwan. And look at the number of COVID-19 cases, 302,000 cases. And I understand COVID-19 cases in Taiwan is about less than 600. So you are twice as large as LA, but your cases are very, very minimum. So that's something, it's very striking between how, Taiwan is doing and how LA or, California or the United States is doing. Now, this is a very, very simple definition of who's responsible. So, there's a US federal government. They have done a good job, okay, I guess. They've distributed stimulus payments. So we each received about $1,200 US by check, each person. So to stimulate the economy and then help some people that they are out of jobs. And then there's the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. They are also a public agency that is to help set policies or guidelines for the public to follow. Then we have the state and local government. They are responsible for making sure that public is safe. For example, in Long Beach, we had curfew that was back in May. That means we have to stay home between 8 p.m. and 5 a.m. No one was allowed to leave. They have to have a special permit to be going out. For example, if you have to work for a hospital, they have to have a letter from the hospital that's allowing them to be on the street. Other than that, we have to stay home. Also in this area, all the restaurants were closed. Drive-through was okay. And then gradually it opened up at the end of summer. So the restaurants in the area, they said patio dining is okay because they have the fresh air. And then maybe 2 months ago, we are allowed to eat indoors, but we are still wearing masks. And then the only time we can take off our mask is when we are eating or drinking. It took a long time for hair salons and nail salons to open up. But they have like a lot of demonstrations, protesting the government, local government that is. Finally, these things are allowed to open up. And also in LA, the local government had put no eviction order for those people who might have lost their jobs. And then if they couldn't pay rent, landlord couldn't just kick them out because of this no eviction order. That order is, I think it still remain intact, but I'm not sure. And now again, I work at one of the California State University campuses. And then I'm gonna talk briefly about what's going on at the university level. So California State University, or the CSU, that's the largest public university system in the United States. And there are 23 campuses across California. There is a headquarters of all the CSUs that's called the Chancellor's Office. They made an announcement that the courses will be offered virtually, meaning online, in fall 2020. That was back in July. So 1 month before fall semester started, the university system has decided that we have to deliver instruction virtually. Now for spring 2021 semester, that's starting in the end of January, they've already made an announcement back in September that we are going virtual. So that will give us time to continue to prepare and then plan ahead, which I thought it was very smart that the system did that. Now, California State University, Dominguez Hills. At our campus, 96% of courses are offered virtually. The exceptions, you might guess, activities, PE, physical education classes, or laboratory classes. They require face-to-face. Those are allowed to be offered face-to-face because of the nature of the instruction. But to get this permission, we have to submit a request for exemption to the virtual course online. So it needs to go through each dean of the college, and it needs to be sent to the president of our university, and it has to be cleared by the chancellor's office. So we requested this, our office requested the exception almost a month and a half ago. We still have not heard back from the chancellor's office or the president whether or not we are allowed to offer 2 classes either hybrid format or face-to-face. This was taken April 2019, little over a year ago. This is in front of a statue of David Beckham. He was a very famous soccer player. They played at Los Angeles Galaxy, which the stadium is on our campus. So I usually take students to see David Beckham's statue. And this is David Beckham now. He's wearing a mask. And that's what we try to enforce, what needs to be done to stay safe. Now, in terms of advantage, these are the words from our students. They said professors are being very flexible because they understand some students might be going through a very difficult time. So maybe some students are allowed to submit their homework later than the deadline. It's, as long as they can reason why it's been late, they try to remain flexible. University is also extending its deadline for grading option. There's usually a deadline if they wanted to have the grade option A through F or credit, no credit. That deadline was extended for fall semester, so the student still had some flexibility as to how they wanted to get their grades. And some international students, they feel that they can take more classes. So usually international students take 12 units per semester. That's the minimum federal requirement. But this semester, I know some students are taking 19 units, 17 units, because they feel that they are studying at home, so they have more time to focus. And for me personally, I miss the personal interaction with students, but still, we do have the social media like Instagram, Facebook. So, we can keep updates on each other. So that's, I think that's helping. I don't necessarily think it's an advantage, but it's at least helping that we have a connection to outside world. Now, the disadvantage is the personal interaction, as I was saying. F2F is face-to-face. We use this abbreviation a lot these days. Interaction is missing. Some students, when they are taking classes and if they have questions, they feel it's very difficult to ask questions. They don't feel as comfortable. And also the disparity between the haves and have-nots. For example, there are students, they may not have laptops at home, but with virtual instruction, they have to have a computer, some kind of computer to engage or take classes. Or some students may not have fast internet for the video instruction. You need a fast internet service. Some students' family, they may not have that. So I heard in the beginning, a lot of students went to Starbucks to attend classes. So the disparity between haves, meaning rich, they have a lot of things that they have, and then have-nots. We have students, they may not have their private bedroom, private room, privacy. So usually when you're just listening and you can just mute and you can just tune in to what's going on. But if you have to ask questions, then the background noise might be an issue. For the staff as an employee, we had some employees that they don't have computers at home. So the university was able to give them loaner computers to help them so they can work from home. I have been working from home remotely since March 17th. we received the notification that we would start working from home the day before. So March 16th in the afternoon, we had to figure out what kind of equipment, what kind of documents that we had to take home to be able to work from home comfortably. So that was very difficult. But then for me, I used to report to work once a week because I had to handle some documents. So I was going to the office once a week until August. And starting from September, I don't go to the office. Really, there's no need for me to be on campus unless it's required. So the video that you saw, the campus tour of the university, you didn't see anybody because it was just produced this last month, I think. And that's why you didn't see anybody. Usually you will see a lot of students. And also for the computer at home, we had to install new applications like Zoom meeting, ClearSpan, which is another application to receive phone calls that comes into the office because we are required to answer work phone as well. So we have to install like a few applications. So these are some of the things that we have experienced. And here are some pictures for your entertainment. I usually take new students to either downtown LA or Santa Monica, taking public transportation, meaning bus and then train. So I don't know if you have seen a movie called La La Land that came out a few years ago. This was filmed during the movie. If you have seen it, this is from Los Angeles Market, Central Market, that was that started back in the beginning of 1900. So there's a scene from this Los Angeles Central Market, and also the same market. There's the picture of Kobe Bryant that's displayed. Here is another one that's from downtown LA. It's a mural of Kobe Bryant and then his daughter. This is the tribute to their passing. It says, "Legends are forever." I don't know if you can see me. I'm standing in the middle. But he and his daughter, they are missed in LA. Here are some pictures from the field trip. This is the time I took students to downtown LA. So no one knew each other until the orientation. And then, we spent the day and, everyone became friends. This is the photo of downtown LA at night. It's quite beautiful. And this is the field trip that I took students to Santa Monica. This was taken at the pier of Santa Monica. And of course, this is before COVID-19, so we're not wearing masks. This is from last fall, October. We had Dominguez Day at the Da-Yeh Stadium. So the university president and we took international students to see the baseball game. Now it's time for the quiz. You ready? Where is CSU Dominguez Hills located? It's a multiple choice. Can you guess? Yes, we are in LA. Next question. What is the percentage of online courses at CSU Dominguez Hills this fall? Multiple question. You know the answer, I hope. 96%. The third question. California used to be part of Mexico. Yes or no? Yes, it used to be part of Mexico. But now it's part of the United States. It was a result of the Mexican-American War, and America won. So America took California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, part of Oregon. Now, where is Emiko originally from? This is an easy giveaway. I hope you all got all the answers correct. Now, in conclusion, there is the new normal under COVID-19 in the United States. We are very careful about social and physical distancing. We wear masks, but this is also, it depends. This became such a political issue because in the United States, individuals' right to choose is very, very important. So some people, when I go outside, I always have to wear a mask, even in my apartment. But if you go outside, you see people, they are not wearing masks, and that's their right. It's not something we can enforce them. It might change in the future, but for now, it's very important to keep individual's choice. I personally, I want to protect myself. That's why I wear masks and I keep distancing. And also hand washing. My hands are so dry these days because every time I come home, I do anything, I wash my hands. I use sanitizer gels. And since I spend a lot of times at home, it's important for me to do a stress relief. So I usually go for my morning walk. I walk about an hour. And throughout the day, I try to do stretch. But usually I'm confined in my apartment. I don't go out. I go grocery shopping twice a month. I don't socialize like I used to. Right now in LA, patio dining is allowed, Los Angeles County. Patio dining is allowed, but indoor dining is not allowed. But if you go to different areas like an Orange County, indoor dining is allowed. So it all depends on where you are, and what you want to do. And as you can see, amusement parks are closed right now in LA because of what's going on. Thank you so much for your time. Again, my name is Emiko Kawashima from California State University, Dominguez Hills.
Thank you, Emiko. That was very informative. I know to answer your question, I think you had, I'm from Allentown, Pennsylvania. So yeah, Pennsylvania, the big name right now. So yes, I think the two things that I found that I feel really relatable is that we have such a thing in America as individual choice that cannot be enforced. So it actually is really hard to control the pandemic in the United States, and also that the rules are so different depending on, just neighborhoods, even in the same city. So you can go here and it can be more free, and you can go over there and it's more restricted. I know that the United States is entering its third wave now, and especially with the election, we had a lot of large group meetings. People didn't really social distance or wear masks at all of them. And so now we're starting to see the byproduct of people wanting to get the vote out and having their voices heard, but at the same time, now we have to deal with reality of the price that we have to pay for that. So your school looks very lovely, though very desolate. But I'm glad to see that everybody is staying indoors and social distancing on the West Coast. I wish all the states had the foresight and drive to suffer a little bit to protect themselves and each other.
It's very interesting how you're explaining, because I started preparing this PowerPoint presentation few weeks ago. Then today I was trying to look at the numbers, and the numbers in Taiwan, they don't change.
Right.
And then in the United States, first I had the numbers, and I checked, and the number is going up like crazy. Well, you're right, because of the election, a lot of people are out, they're trying to send out the messages. So, but I really feel we are very lucky to be living in California and also in Los Angeles, because our government, local government, and also the university system, they're trying to protect us from potential, COVID-19 exposure. So I feel very lucky.
With my family and friends in Pennsylvania, I felt the same way, because it hit us first, but then we really took careful, measured responses. However, there was a few political rallies 2 weeks ago, and now in my home area, my hometown, there was 6,000 new cases last week. So it just comes to the point where we all have to be careful, and there's a lot of news with the vaccine today. I saw lots of good early data. So can you believe it's been 11 months since it started? So we just have to be patient a little while longer. But I would like to thank you very much for talking to our students, because I believe in Taiwan, we are very lucky. We have gone over 200 days without a local transmission, because Taiwan's government and people, really did early prevention right from the beginning. So it's a lesson. And it's a lesson to see that if you don't protect yourselves and do early prevention, then it gets so much worse later, and the measures you have to take become longer. So thank you for letting us know the impact of that at your university. And I would like to thank all of our students for listening. I hope you found it informative, and I hope to stay in touch.
Thank you.
Bye, amigo.
Bye.